Hello and welcome back to FTB Skies, episode 29, I believe we are at. So this time around, I was planning on going down the route of more overpower because I really want to see if I can knock this out quite quickly. But I realized one thing, I need a more stable and more powerful power source in order to go for the ether gas, as I need a stasis chamber in order for keeping that wither completely pacified. So before jumping down that path, I kind of thought that, okay, I need a bit of power. And I was thinking, okay, let me go for something that's like mid-tier power. And the power would be the gas burning. I can easily knock some of the other ones out, but I think the gas burning one would be quite well serving. I could, of course, go for the big reactor thing here, but I don't really have that much experience in it, and I want to research that a bit more before I actually deep dive into it. But there is some fun stuff to be had there. So let's get started building this one here. So first of all, we need some sort of a biomass generating setup. So let me see. We want you placed somewhere like here. Then we want the small blossom below there. And then a module on it. So we get a ton of moss that way. That moss then is going to be taken into a crushing factory. Let's make sure that that's fully upgraded as well. Mechanism. So a few cables behind it for power. And some speed upgrades. I don't know if I need the gas here or somewhere else. I think I need it somewhere. I just can't remember where yet. We need at least 4 more energy. So now we have 8 energy and 8 speed. And oh yeah, we do need a few muffling upgrades because we want to listen to stuff. Something like that. That should fully upgrade this one here. So if we take a... I'm just going to do this regular pipes approach to it. With a small upgrade to it. And that should actually give us everything we need. Well, except that this one needs to allow input. Wow, that went fast. So let's see, do we have a point somewhere? We do have a point. Let's hook up a point and get some power going. So now we have a ton of biofuel being generated. So biofuel goes into a pressure chamber, I believe. Yes, it does. Wonder, I can probably fuel multiples on this. How do I want to do that? So if I go... What happens if I do draw functional storage here? If I say on top of this one here, we will have 1x1 frame draw. We will have some calcite on the inner, and we want some... Actually, let me craft 15 of them just to have a few. And then some andesite, I believe we have some polished andesite. And if I do this, then we get 16 of them. So I had an idea. I could go ahead and do something like that. But yeah, let's get the chamber up and running. Oh, right, I should create a few more machine frames. So go for it. And if I craft... And that should be pretty amazing. So 6 enrichment chambers. And we need a few dynamic chambers. Oh, sorry, dynamic tanks. And then we need a few chemical. Do I actually have any chemicals here? I have this one here. I definitely do not want to use that one for crafting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 12. 10, 11, 12, counting. And that should actually be enough to craft 6 of these. That would be an excellent beginning for what I'm trying to do. Okay, so this one down here should, first of all, auto-split. But it should also be configured so that it outputs to the top and auto-eject to the top. Then we need the functional storage here. Puller upgrades. Yes, and if I install 3 of them, then it becomes quite fast. Yep, and if I do exactly the same thing in the next tier, 1, 2, 3. I do exactly the same here. I then slowly get everything filled up. Cool. Actually, I might want to skip on one of them for each, so that I have... No, I need to do like that. I wonder if this is fast enough, but I'll figure something out about that. So I need some pusher upgrades. I need 2 per level. Oh no, I ran out. Hover, please. Always lose out on the hovers, right? There we go. That should be everything we need of these. And half of them should be configured to... I guess... I need to configure half of them to be... What is that? That is east and west. So I need half of them west. And the other half I need to be east. And that should allow it to... If I place these machines here, that should allow me to have one of each, one of each, and one of each. So let's see how this is configured. So I want you to have an input here. So that's input there. I then want... Actually, do I need more of those? I think I do. Not there. So either there, please. Maybe I could... Actually, can I just do like... Please store it up at the top. No. So for now, do something like that, and then do pipes, I guess. Then configure them to push out that side. Let's see if that works. So I want this to be input, this to be output, outro eject. So now I just need to actually... So that's the... Yeah, okay. There's so much configurations around this. Output, input, input, go. Could technically be input and output on the same side, but yeah. This should work. So that there looks perfect. Power up the back here. So power something like that. And then a flux point here at that. That would mean that we now have flux everywhere, and this slowly gets filled up correctly. Yeah. All of these here gets biofuel. Yeah. And oh yeah, we need to pull stuff out from here. We don't want you to connect. We want you to pull out from here. Well, please. Let's take a look. Did any of these get any stuff in there? Should nope. Cool. So last thing here, we need something to put water in and gas out. Can I do that? built myself into a corner with this approach. If I have in and out the same way, then I could have these as double ones instead, and then have... Actually, let me do that, because that actually saves me one side, and then I can have it build up. So let's change around how we're doing this. So I need 3 of you. I need some calcite again. And I need some andesite that was. Then I need 3 of these. And then I'm gonna... Slightly annoyed that I already have so much built up of it. Where is my locker for functional? Because I don't want you to fill up everything here. Like that. So this here should fill up everything. I just need to grab stuff out of these. So if I start emptying you out, drop you in here. Emptying you out. Drop you in here, drop you in here. Okay, I'll get this restructured and then I'll be right back. And I'm back. So I did get something to work here. This technically work. It generates the ethylene that I expect, but I don't have any way of getting it out of here. I kind of need another phase for everything, and I really want to avoid that. So I think I'm going to go back to the drawing board and figure out a different path forward to that. My first thought here was to have some sort of a cable that could actually transport multiple items or fluids or such. I could go with a universal cable and then bring both water and power through the same path here. That would free up my outer walls for actually consuming. But I was thinking maybe I want to go slightly more advanced, because that will also serve to advance my production environment down there. So let's actually deep dive into a bit more of Mekanism. We have a quantum entangler. So a quantum entangler is an very interesting machine. It needs 2 things: refined obsidian that I don't have, and teleportation core. Teleportation core is super easy. The pattern is basically just something I can build based on what I have. The refined obsidian comes from an obsidian compressor, which I have not set up yet. But I think that should be fairly straightforward. Let's get an export bus. So I need an export bus here, and I don't think I need anything else but an export bus for it. Let me check. So I think if I remember correctly, compressing factory is already here. So I likely just need to hook it up. Let's see, it's this one, right? Yep. So exporting bus on the top here. And into it, I want to export osmium. When exporting osmium into this one here, I should have plenty of... Oh, I need to configure this right. So the back side here will be input output, and the top side here would be extra, and it auto ejects. So now it will slowly just fill up the machine with osmium ingots in the extra slot here. And that basically allows it to craft anything I want. So on the back side here, I thought so. So we need the pattern provider here. Maybe I should actually set up some recipes for this at some point, but yeah. That would be too easy. That would be too easy. Setting up that one here, I can then go in and configure a pattern for it. So in order to craft this one here, I did already craft one, never mind. So dropping that in there, so now I should be able to request the refined obsidian. Let me just, I don't know how many I need, 4 of them. So that should throw 4 in here. We want to split this out so that it splits out. Is it fully upgraded? Yep. So that should work. Perfect. That should enable those crafts. And then I can take my 2 recipes here, toss in here, and that should work. Let's see. Does that allow me to request the quantum entangler? Let me just get 10 of them if this works. If this works, this is brilliant. It looks to be working, at least. It's not complaining about anything yet, and it is progressing. And I don't see anything here that looks to be blocked. Everything is being produced slowly. Yep, there we go. So now we have 10 of them. Super easy and super powerful. So let's go down and actually explore what they enable for us. So now we can destroy a bit of this. We don't need all of that. We can actually move this completely away and say, yeah, we don't actually need any of the power and water right here. Let's just say we want the water over here and to be generated here. So water here with a quantum entangler right here. This is a public channel. Let's see what it has. Can't remember. So I need to set something here. So let's call this the water set. So this is now a public water channel. And if I do like this here and pump water into it, that should set up water for it. So I can now see that it has a liquid of water in it. So if I go in here and say fluids, I can see that it has an input here. I will only want input from this side, and it does not auto eject. That was the word I was looking for. We need another one of them. Can I can. So can I do? I can do like this, and then this one here should be hydrogen, I think. Yeah. Hydrogen set. So it's gonna have gases in it, and it's gonna accept gases from this side. Should not get water. Oh right, it's getting water from down below. Stop receiving water, please. Does that actually help me? I need to have one that has both of them in it. I should be able to craft this one so that this one here is actually, yeah, delete. Yep. So I want water plus hydrogen. Right. And the fluid comes in here, the gas comes in from this side as well. Actually, I don't need that one configured. I need this one here to set for that one. And then I need this one here to dump its hydrogens into it. So I want you to be like that. So it's dumping excess. It has okay, now we should just hook up power and that should function, right? And we don't have oxygen in this one here. I don't want oxygen there. Delete the frequency. Set it again. Water plus hydrogen. Perfect. And this one down here, use the same one. Set. So what this here should do is that doesn't this auto yeah, gas is right. Okay, let's configure this. So this one here is blue. We want hydrogen there. So we need the blue output to that side. We want dumping excess. That means that we now should have hydrogen and water there. Excellent. Let me verify that we can actually do what I'm trying to do then. Mechanism. No. Okay. Let's just this one, that one. So this one here. And I want you to be configured for this one here, set. And I want the nothing to there. I want the fluid to output. Auto inject. I want this one here to output and auto inject. So this one here should technically keep on generating. Let's get some. So we need some tanks for this, and chemical tanks in order to store some of this. Where do we have something like that? And that one there can turn into the bigger one. That one, yep. And the bigger one can turn into the even bigger one, and the bigger one can turn into the biggest one. There's nothing bigger than that. Nope, there's not. That should allow me to craft all the tanks that I need. I need how many tanks for this? Where is the correct tank? Let me just start with 6 of them. Let's see if 3, 6, perfect. There we go. See, this here should hopefully work. And I need you to configure gases here. Gases. I need you to output to the front. Okay, perfect. So if that one outputs it. Oh, it keeps the stock and it keeps. Yeah, I probably need to expand the number of hydrogen generators. That is the brilliant way of the system, is that it allows me to do so. Okay, so I just need to go through all the other ones and configure them the same. I'll be right back once I'm done. Okay, so we have that set up. Right now we have 2 generators over here. I had to move this over a bit because I had forgotten that, it also needs water in order to work. But that's actually fine, because at some point I can set up a hydrogen container on the other side here and start stockpiling hydrogen. I can actually start getting a small head of that by crafting one of the singular ones here. Oh, thank you for crafting those. So do something like that, and then see no gases, and over here we want this output here. So now it starts pumping oxygen out for one side and hydrogen to the other side. I said hydrogen before, right? I meant oxygen. So this basically means that now it will fill up this canister, and if it starts getting to a point where, this canister is completely full, then it will start dumping in the excess here. So we will always focus on the hydrogen in this setup here, purely because that is the primary resource that we have over here. So that was exactly what I was expecting to happen at some point. Of course, it's stuck getting completely filled up with the substrate. But, and I cannot really pull out substrate from, or throw in void upgrades here, because that means this one here will also run indefinitely, because, it basically uses 400 FE every tick as it runs right now. I want to try to limit that a bit. Where is my pipes? So if I take some substrate here, let's just take a bit, toss it up here, lock that one. And then on the back side of this here, I'll basically take from those and inject up to the top one. It will only pull out the substrate because that's the only one that it knows how to do something about. I don't know if I need any upgrades for it, but I will add them if I need them. I can also throw in the void upgrade here. I don't think I need a massive amount, but I'm gonna toss in a gold upgrade up here either way. So there's 32,000. That should be more than enough for this entire playthrough. So yeah, let's see. Last thing we actually need is the gas burning generators themselves. So let's take a look at what it actually takes to craft them. We need the electrum core. Let's craft 4 of them initially. We can probably take 1 per. We can, as a minimum, take 1 per pressure reactor chamber, if I'm correctly. But I think with this upgraded setup here, we can likely take more than that. But I'm not sure. How do I want to do that? Oh, maybe I can. Yep. If I just make a tower of these tanks here. Should that not be? Yeah, that should be fine because. Come on. I can take one and place down and just showcase it. So this one here can have a configuration. So in here, we want to first of all go in, configure so it does nothing. I'm slightly annoyed that this one here by default does things. I don't want it to do anything. So I take this one here and set it. That means that now that I can say gases here to the top, this one here, we want to output gases to the top and out object. That means we're now filling up this chemical tank. Perfect. And we have basically just dumped everything we have over here. So this one up here can then be configured. Input from bottom, output to top and sides, and it's automatically outputs. Perfect. That means we can place the generators here. You did hear that little spin up thing here. It basically filled up the internal generator buffer by just doing that little bit. I need some more of this cabling. How many can I make? That should be okay, I think. Oh, they are actually loud. I think the muffling upgrade works on all the generators as well. So we make 16 of those just to take the noise tip of the 4 generators I just created. So if I place you there and there, I then take your muffling. Yes, perfect. I can muffle them. That's exactly what I wanted to see. And then the last of those canisters here should be ready. And then I can take, I don't know if you are familiar with the configuration card. This is an interesting card. So shift right click, use retrieve configuration from this here, and then you can just right click on anything else without shift. It basically means that you take whatever configuration you've done here and apply it up here. So that now means, of course, this means that now it's only the top ones that will automatically get filled first because I think they get priority or something like that. But yeah, so right now we have a massive power generation, but I'm fairly certain that our current power generation here setup is we're getting completely tanked because we are pulling out all the power. Yeah, basically we're outputting as much as we're outputting more than we are inputting. Put it that way. So here we can place our. Didn't we create? I think I created a. Let's see. A block at some point. Yeah. Lock that down, so to speak, and then hook it up. We are now generating power to our flux network. So all of these here are now dumping power into it at a nice, very nice capacity. Not capacity, rate. One final thing I probably want to do is craft 3 of these and toss them into the pipes on the other side just because I don't want this to be a limiting factor. So there we go. That should actually make that less of a problem. So now all of it gets tossed up there. All the have you none? You have plenty down here. Is the pool upgrade not strong enough? My guess is that that might very well be the case. What if I create another pusher upgrade here? And the pusher upgrade then pushes upwards. They keep going upwards, but they keep going up here, I think. Yeah, I might need to revisit that one. I don't think the draw pusher thingies are fast enough for this here. At least not when they're running at the speed that they're running at. All of these here are only consuming 20 FEs. They have 8 energy aids and muffling upgrades. They basically have everything that they can have. And this one here has what it can have. Does this one here have all the upgrades that it needs? Yes. Everything it can have, but this one here is also insanely expensive to run. And again, it is creating a ton of hydrogen. And a quite bit of oxygen as well. I could go down and actually replace my oxygen generator down here with it, because that would literally be the same thing. And then it would be cleaned up a little bit. But yeah, small steps, small steps. This here definitely works. This one here is, it is also ejecting upwards. I do have some ideas of different ways of doing this and abusing the drawer system, but yeah, as this here is right now, this here, both of them are literally filled up with everything that I need. And my network here is, so my network storage device here is definitely starting to increase in size. Maybe I should actually go to the Flux network and see, can I create another one of the gigantian ones? I need a little bit of obsidian. That can be fixed very easily. And that's also one of the small shortcomings I still have. I haven't actually hooked up my obsidian system into this. So go ahead and craft it. And I didn't think about that again. Why did I forget about it? Because I don't always think that far. Probably need to do something like that. Jump up here. And once this is done processing, I likely need to refill all my items here. So can I actually do like this? Just to keep it chugging along. So this will at least help this one here continuously processing. Even though it's a bit cheaty. I really need to craft another crafting computer downstairs. Anyway, this would be a good point to actually wrap up. I'll place this one down once I get to it. So thank you very much for following along today. It was an interesting build to set up down here. It was definitely a bit challenging, so great fun around that. And I introduced the new concept of it. It's always fun learning a few new things or rediscovering them. So yeah, thank you for following along this time. If you like this, toss me a like. If you like to see more of what I'm doing here, do subscribe and keep an eye out for the next one coming around. Thank you very much. See you out there.